My next guest has got a huge opportunity coming up here, fighting for the vacant strawweight title. Cage Titan 71, May 24th. And if you can't see that one live, you can check it out on Spectation Sports. Happy to talk to yet again, Hilarie Rose. It's been a while, Hilarie. Excited to talk to you for this big opportunity for the strawweight title. How's it going?
I'm great. I'm excited to talk to you. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm super excited to fight next week for the vacant 115 belt. So let's go.
Yeah, let's do it. And we knew this was happening, right? Like, I know Mike had talked about this on the last event. There was going to be a title. There's been a lot of demand for it. So my understanding is, and because I talked to Ari today, and she said basically that they, Cage Titan put a video out, you needed an opponent. And I guess her teammate had tagged her on social media, and that's how the fight came together. How, from your perspective, did the fight materialize with you and Ari?
Yeah, that's literally exactly how it happened.
Yeah.
I know who Ari is. I've seen her at other events. I've seen her Cage Titans events, and I saw that her name was tagged in the post, and I was like, oh yeah, that'd be a good fight. And then I think within like a week, Mike reached out to my coach and was like, how do you feel about this fight? And we were like, yeah, great, let's do it. I was open to fighting at 105 or 115. So when they said 115, I was like, great, smooth camp, let's do it. And yeah, I'm excited to get in the cage next week with her.
Yeah, and it makes sense too with her having fought for Cage Titans as well. I'm sure that, the fans are familiar with her too, right? So really, really fun scrap. So 5-1 record. What do you know about her? How do you feel like you match up against her here?
I think it's a really good matchup against, me against her. I think that she comes in pretty heavy-handed. She throws overhands. She has a decent guillotine. She does put a lot of pressure forward. But I think that I fought people like her before, so that I'm comfortable fighting that type of a style. I know she hasn't fought in a little bit, maybe like 8 months or so.
Yeah.
So I don't think that in that much time, she's going to have that much different of a fighter that she is. I'm sure she's gotten better. I don't think that she's not better, but I don't think that it's going to be drastically different than what I've seen in her other fights. And I'm really good at making adjustments in live time. So I'm prepared for the type of fight I think that she's going to bring, but I think that I also will be able to make adjustments if she does something that, seems out of the ordinary when it comes to fights.
Well, I talked about it there. You and I did an interview. I can't even remember the last time we did an interview, but it's been a while. You're a veteran of the game. You've got 16 fights, if my math's correct here. She's only got 6. Like, how much will that play into this? Because you just mentioned it there. You've seen a lot in this game, and you fought. And listen, to your credit, you fought some really tough opponents in your career. I know it's tough sometimes to get fights, and you've always been game. So people might look at your record and say what, but again, it's about the opposition. How much will that pay dividends in this matchup? I guess is my question.
I definitely think experience will play a factor. But I give her a lot of credit for wanting to fight me, who obviously has way more fights, way more experience, has fought, on many different stages that she maybe hasn't fought on. And obviously she's coming into Cage Titans territory where people are very welcoming to her. She's not like an enemy. People know who she is. Yeah. But experience will definitely play a factor. And I think just the way that I fight is very particular. Like, I consider myself a striker, but I also wrestle well, and I also have good jiu-jitsu. I think that if she watches my fights in the past, she's going to anticipate that she can fight me a certain way based on how I've lost fights. But I'm not that same fighter that lost those fights. I wasn't like mentally in the right place at those times where I had a skill to win. I just didn't pursue the fight the correct way. Yeah.
Well said. So you were telling me you're in Kansas City right now. That's where you're training?
Yeah,
nice.
I'm not training here. My teammate Ash is fighting for Invicta tomorrow. So I'm
gotcha. I was going to say, I was like, when did you switch things up? But yeah, okay, that's cool. So you're just here for Invicta, yeah.
I'm just here for Invicta to coach Ashley. She's one of my main training partners. This is her 3rd professional fight for Invicta. So her and I are very close. And, I've cornered her for all her fights except her last fight. So it was important to me to be here and to support her. We've been there with each other a long time. And it's good just to week before the fight, get a little downtime. I'm still training while I'm here and getting all the work in that I need, but just kind of have fun, support her. And I'm excited to be out here, see all the girls fight tomorrow.
Good stuff. Okay, well, that's cool. Kind of get that fight week vibe ahead of time, right? So it's all good, which is awesome. Take me through camp. You mentioned Ashley. Who else have you been training with? Take me through sort of what camps look like leading into this.
Camp has been really good. It's been a relatively long camp. We've known about this fight, I think maybe
like I knew about this fight, like the title. We knew the title fight was going to be on this card, right? So yeah.
Yeah. I've known about the fight for a while. I had a really, really good camp, really strong camp. Obviously my last fight was at 105. So my goal really was to just like put on muscle, maintain a good weight. It was honestly harder for me to keep weight on in camp, just due to fighting at a lighter weight class and walking around lighter. So I've been trying to be heavier, put more muscle on, but really just fine tuning all the things that I'm good at. I don't think that I need to make crazy adjustments when it comes to fighting. Definitely have a few things that I want to work in the fight that I think will be successful. But really good camp. I mean, I like sparring, I like drilling, I like doing all those things. The way that I approach fight camps now than I have in the past is just to like appreciate and benefit every second. And I'm always learning, and that's all that matters. The better every day I show up, I get better. So that's all that matters to me.
And that's a good lesson in life, by the way. You know, every day should be getting better. So that's cool. So your corner, what will that look like for this fight? Who's going to be in the cage with you?
My corner will be Matt Martin, Tom Hafers. They're always in my corner. I'll have Ashley. She'll be in my corner. She's been in the corner for, I think, my last 3 or 4 fights. And then I'm just tagging along a teammate, Ariana. She's just an amateur fighter. I'm just going to have her come along. She's just extra good vibes. I'm able to have a 4th. So I invited her to come along. So she's just going to hang out, be good vibes. And, she'll just sit there and enjoy the show while my other coaches give me the info.
No, good experience, right? I mean, I've heard even fighters doing this in the UFC where they'll just do do that whole experience just to get used to it. So that's smart. That's good stuff. How's this fight playing out on May 24th? How's it unfolding? How do you see it going down?
I definitely see me coming out as the champ. I have a lot of ways I would like to see this fight go. I definitely am anticipating a finish, whether that's like on the ground or whether I get some sort of a knockout. I'm really confident in my hands lately and my striking. I know that she has a good chin. I know that she can take strikes. But yeah, I'm very good at kicking. I'm very good at using my legs, and I have really strong feints. So I'm just going to try to keep her confused and take advantage of every moment in the fight that I can. And, if it ends up on the ground, ends up on the ground. If it ends up just standing, I'm good for that. But I'm ready to go for 5-5s, whether that's the way it goes or if it ends in the first. So I'm ready to bring a fight. And I know Ariana is going to bring a fight too. So, but I'm there to make it my night and go home with the belt.
Love it. So what would a win do for your career? Obviously, nice to capture some hardware and all that. Again, not looking past May 24th, but I'm sure you thought about how big of a win this would be for you.
I think it's really great. I want to have the belt. Obviously, it looks good to have a belt. My record doesn't speak to the type of fighter that I am. I think that that's unfortunate. I've obviously had some losses I've lost fights that I definitely could have won. I was in the right mental state at that time, but now I'm confident in my skills and I'm confident in my ability to win fights where I think that I doubted myself in the past. But I think winning this fight, and I told Mike that if I win this one, I would like to fight for the 105 belt. If he can find me a matchup, I think that would be great. I'd love to be a double champ for Cage Titans, but I just want to rack up more wins. I am 32. I still would like to get the opportunity to fight in the UFC. And I know that I have a few more fights that I need to win in order to do that. So, winning this fight, getting some more tough competition, and just showing up and, showing the world that I am a very, very talented fighter and that I believe in that and that I do have the level to get to the UFC.
Love it. You could be the Amanda Nunes of Cage Titans. Think about that.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it sounds good. Sounds good. Hilarie, this was great. Thanks so much. We're looking forward to it. It is Cage Titan 71, May 24th. If there's anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media you want to mention, I'll give you the last word.
I just want to shout out my coaches, Matt and Tom, my strength and conditioning coach, Mike Soares. I transitioned to him back in October, and he has changed the way that I approach strength and conditioning and how I look at my body and how I can utilize my body in all of the ways, whether I'm at 105, 115. I have so many sponsors this fight camp. Just shout out to all of them. It's hard for me to list all. I have so many. I was very grateful and people were very supportive this fight camp. So shout out to all of them. We'll have t-shirts at the fight. We'll have the banner. We'll have everything. So they all know who they are. But just thank you to everybody. Thank you to Cage Titans for giving me this opportunity. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody next week with that belt around my waist.